Have you ever felt it? That strange, almost mystical alignment where the entire universe seems to be nodding in agreement with your inner world. On days when your spirit soars, when a deep, unshakable joy bubbles up from within, haven't you noticed how life just flows? The traffic lights turn green as you approach, strangers offer you a warm, genuine smile, a forgotten song that holds a special memory plays on the radio, and opportunities seem to materialize out of thin air, perfectly tailored to your desires. It feels as if you're gliding through a perfectly choreographed dance with destiny. And then, there are the other days. The days you wake up with a heavy heart, a mind clouded by doubt or irritation, and it feels like you're wading through thick, invisible mud. Every interaction feels like friction, every plan hits a snag, and the world seems to be a cold, indifferent place, pushing back against your every effort. This isn't mere coincidence. It's not just a string of good or bad luck. You are witnessing a fundamental, sacred law of existence in action. The universe is a divine mirror, and your consciousness is the face it reflects. What you are feeling, what you are being, is precisely what you are experiencing. If this message resonates with the depths of your soul, if you felt this truth whispering to you in the quiet moments, let us know you're not alone by liking this video, subscribing for more truths, and sharing your own experience in the comments below. Your story is a testament to this incredible power. This profound connection, this mirroring effect, is the very essence of your divine power. It's the secret that has been whispered by mystics and sages for millennia, a truth now being echoed by the frontiers of science. We are not passive observers in a pre-written reality. We are the projectors, the divine authors, the artists painting the masterpiece of our lives with the very colors of our consciousness. The lens through which you view the world is not just a passive window. It is an active, creative force that literally bends and shapes the fabric of reality around you. I don't mean this as a pretty metaphor. I mean this in the most literal, tangible way possible. Your thoughts are not just fleeting private events happening inside your skull. They are energetic frequencies, vibrational signals that you are constantly broadcasting out into the quantum field. Your emotions are not just chemical reactions. They are the powerful magnetic charge that draws experiences of a similar frequency back to you. Your focus, that laser-like beam of your attention, is the single most potent creative tool you possess. It is the sacred wand that directs the flow of source energy, instructing the universe on what to manifest, what to build, what to bring forth into your physical experience, brick by sacred brick. Think about the sheer magnitude of this truth. Most of humanity walks through life believing they are at the mercy of external circumstances, reacting to a world that happens to them. They feel like small boats tossed about on a vast, unpredictable ocean, hoping for calm seas but bracing for the inevitable storm. They haven't yet awakened to the staggering realization that they are not the boat, they are the ocean itself. You have the power to calm the waters or to stir the tempest, all from the command center of your own inner being. And here is the core of it all, the mechanism behind this magic. Your brain isn't just a simple receiver, passively absorbing data from the outside world. No, it is a powerful, sophisticated projector, constantly casting your internal reality onto the screen of the external world. The moment you observe anything, a person, a situation, an opportunity or consciousness begins its sacred work, weaving meaning around it. And that meaning, that story you tell yourself about what you are seeing, is what crystallizes into your personal experience. This is not a fanciful idea, it is a neurological fact. Inside your brain exists a remarkable network of neurons known as the Reticular Activating System, or the RAS. You can think of this system as the divine gatekeeper of your consciousness, the vigilant spotlight operator of your mind. Out of the billions of bits of information bombarding your senses every single second, the RAS filters out everything it deems irrelevant and only allows through what it believes is important to you. And how does it decide what's important? It listens to you. It pays attention to what you consistently think about, worry about, dream about, and focus on. It is your personal cosmic search engine. Whatever you type into that search bar with your sustained focus, your RAS will tirelessly scan the universe to find more of it for you. Have you ever decided you wanted a specific model of a car? And then, almost like magic, you start seeing that exact car everywhere you go? That wasn't a sudden influx of those cars into your city, it was your RAS, now programmed with that new, important piece of information, highlighting them in your reality. Now, take that simple, everyday example and magnify it to encompass every aspect of your life. If your dominant focus, your mental spotlight, is constantly pointed at your problems, your lack of money, your loneliness, fears about the future, what do you think your divine gatekeeper will be instructed to find? Exactly. It will diligently scan your reality and present you with more evidence to support those very thoughts. Problems will seem to magnify, obstacles will appear at every turn, and your experience will become a self-fulfilling prophecy of struggle. You will see lack everywhere you look because lack is what you are programming your consciousness to find. But what happens when you consciously, deliberately, and with feeling shift that spotlight? What happens when you decide to point your focus towards peace, even amidst chaos? When you start looking for moments of quiet joy, for evidence of beauty, for reasons to be grateful, suddenly your RAS receives a new set of instructions. And just as diligently, it will begin to highlight every whisper of peace, every glimmer of hope, every small miracle that was there all along, simply waiting to be observed. Suddenly, peace starts to find its way into the nooks and crannies of your day, as if it was hiding there the whole time, waiting for you to simply turn your attention towards it. Let me be absolutely clear, because this is a crucial distinction. This is not about engaging in toxic positivity. This is not about pretending life is a field of rainbows and unicorns while you're standing in the middle of a hurricane. Real challenges exist. Pain is real. It is vital to acknowledge and honor your feelings, to allow yourself to feel the sting of disappointment or the weight of sorrow. The secret is not to deny the existence of the weeds in your garden, but to choose not to water them with your attention. Acknowledging a negative thought or a difficult situation is one thing. Building a mental home there and decorating it with your fears is another. You can observe a thought of fear or doubt and say, "I see you, but I am not you. I will not feed you with my energy." You have the power to acknowledge the storm without becoming the storm. The majority of people are unknowingly trapped in these hypnotic loops of their own creation. They are stuck on a karmic carousel, replaying the same thoughts, feeling the same painful emotions, and reacting in the same predictable ways, day after day, year after year. They see their present and their future through a cracked and distorted lens, a lens ground from the pains of their past childhood conditioning, heartbreaking betrayals, moments of deep self-doubt. They are looking at the boundless potential of the present moment through the pinhole of their old wounds. And then they look around in bewilderment and wonder why nothing in their life ever changes. My dear friend, you must understand this with every fiber of your being. Nothing changes on the outside because the observation has not changed on the inside. The script remains the same, so the play must go on as written. Your external life will always, without exception, be a perfect reflection of the version of you that is doing the observing. Not the version you wish you were, not the version you pretend to be on social media, the version you truly, vibrationally, are in the present moment. If you are walking through your days constantly bathed in the frequency of self-doubt, thinking you're not smart enough, not worthy enough, not capable enough, bracing yourself for the next inevitable disappointment, then life, in its infinite and impartial wisdom, will meet you right there. The universe will hear your vibrational broadcast and say, "Ah, so this is the script we are running today, the I Am Not Enough program? Understood. Let me arrange circumstances and encounters that will perfectly confirm and validate this belief for you. Life isn't punishing you, it is simply honoring the frequency you are emitting." But the moment you begin to show up differently, the instant you start to shift your inner state, even slightly, the entire cosmic dance shifts with you. The moment you choose to withdraw your energy from the old story and place your attention on a new possibility, everything begins to move. It's like turning the dial on a celestial radio. When you change the frequency, you begin to receive a completely different broadcast. People will respond to you differently because they are subconsciously picking up on your new energetic signature. Ideas and insights will flow to you from out of nowhere. Synchronicities will begin to appear with startling regularity. Things will align, not because the universe suddenly woke up and decided to do you a favor, but because you finally tuned into a frequency of grace and alignment that you couldn't even perceive before. This entire process is about owning the profound and sometimes uncomfortable truth that your observation is an active, not a passive force. You are not just seeing life, you are constantly and relentlessly shaping it with your awareness, whether you are conscious of it or not. Now, here's a question that most people never dare to sit with, a question that has the power to shatter the very foundations of a limited life. Who is it that is doing the observing? Ponder this for a moment. Seriously, when a thought of fear or anxiety arises in your mind, who is it that is aware of that thought? You are not the thought itself, for if you were, you wouldn't be able to notice it. You are the one who is witnessing the thought. When a wave of sadness or anger washes over you, you are not that emotion. You are the silent, spacious awareness in which the emotion is allowed to arise and pass. There is a space within you, a deep, still, and eternal center that watches your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions, your patterns, and even your mistakes, all without a shred of judgment. That awareness, that silent witness, is not just a function of your brain. That is the spark of the divine within you. That is consciousness itself. That is your true self, your higher self, observing the human experience through your eyes. The more you learn to connect with this inner observer, the more you practice stepping back from the chaotic noise of the mind, the less you will be controlled by it. That incessant voice in your head, the one that is always narrating, judging, worrying, and replaying the past, that is the voice of the ego. It's the voice that whispers, "You're not good enough. This will never work. They're going to leave you. You always mess things up." Yes, that voice can be incredibly loud and convincing, but it is not you. You are the one who is hearing it. You are the one who is witnessing it. So, I ask you again, who is truly in control? When you begin to consciously watch your thoughts instead of blindly believing them and identifying with them, the entire game of life transforms. It is like waking up from a dream, like stepping outside of the matrix and realizing, my God, I have been living in a mental simulation, a reality constructed entirely from old fears, inherited limiting beliefs, and the second-hand opinions of others. And in that moment of awakening, your true power floods back into your being. Because now, instead of reacting like a puppet on a string to every external trigger, you can pause. You can observe the trigger and the old, conditioned reaction that arises, and you can choose. You can consciously choose a new response, a new thought, a new feeling. You choose where to place your focus, and that is where life begins to respond to you in a miraculous new way. You see, the universe doesn't reward your struggle or your effort. It mirrors your state of being. It aligns with your vibration. If your inner world is a frantic battlefield of fear, scarcity, and desperation, that is the frequency you are broadcasting, and that is what you will receive back as your life experience, a cosmic echo of your own internal chaos. But when you learn to tap into that still, silent place within you, the place of the pure observer, the space that simply witnesses without panic, without trying to force or control anything, just calmly and lovingly aware, everything softens. Your energetic signature shifts from a jagged frequency of resistance to a smooth, harmonic wave of allowance. And everything in the universe responds to this shift. Opportunities that once seemed impossible will now flow to you with ease. The right people will be drawn into your life. The resources you need will appear. You are no longer chasing, you are attracting. You are no longer begging reality to give you something. You are simply allowing reality to match the peace and wholeness you have already cultivated within yourself. And yes, it takes courage. It takes guts to slow down, to turn off the endless distractions, and to simply sit with yourself in stillness. Most people will do anything to avoid this because in that silence, they have to face the stories they've been telling themselves. They would rather scroll, numb, distract, or blame than to take responsibility for their own creative power. But those who dare to observe, those who get still and begin to consciously choose what they focus on, they stop living life by accident. They begin to create it on purpose with divine intention. So, here it is, the key that unlocks everything. Your focus is a sacred, creative force. It is the magic wand that shapes your world. Whatever you consistently place your attention upon, whether it is your doubts and fears or your highest dreams and aspirations, whether it is a story of heartbreak and lack or a story of abundance and love, that is what grows. That is what becomes the tangible substance of your experience. Haven't you noticed this pattern in your own life? You wake up and one small thing annoys you, you stub your toe, you spill your coffee. If you lock your focus onto that annoyance, if you allow that frustration to set your vibrational tone for the day, what happens? The rest of the day becomes a cascade of further annoyances. It's not bad luck, my friend. It's your focus, now tuned to the frequency of frustration, dragging more of that same energy into your magnetic field. You have locked onto the frustration radio station, and that's the only music the universe can play for you. But you can flip the script. In any given moment, you can change the station. Try it. Consciously decide to notice something good, something beautiful. I don't mean forcing a fake, plastered-on gratitude. I mean a moment of genuine, embodied awareness. A moment where you truly feel, damn, this cup of coffee is a small miracle. Or, wow, I am so proud of myself for not reacting to that situation in the old way. You start noticing these small wins, these micro moments of grace, and your focus begins to recalibrate. Your entire being begins to dial into the frequency of alignment, of flow, of well-being. And once you're tuned in, life stops being a chaotic, random mess and starts becoming a perfect, responsive mirror. Remember, consciousness doesn't create through brute force or desperate effort. It creates through alignment, through attention, through the simple, powerful act of present moment awareness. And here's the most liberating part of all this. You don't have to strain or struggle to manifest a better life. You don't need a complicated 5-year plan to convince the universe to cooperate with you. All you need to do is become fully present with what is right in front of you and, most importantly, what is right inside of you. Stop looking at your life as some grueling obstacle course you have to conquer to finally be worthy of happiness. Let this sink deep into your soul. Most people are treating their existence like a transactional game of if, then. If I fix this flaw, then I'll be happy. If I achieve that goal, then I'll be worthy of love. Brother, sister, you don't need fixing, you need witnessing. You need to stop running from yourself and start listening to the stillness that has been waiting patiently beneath all the mental noise this whole damn time. When you finally do that, when you stop chasing some future illusion of perfection, you begin to see the perfection that is already here, now, in this moment, when you are simply awake enough to notice it. The real plot twist is this: you've been creating your reality all along. Even when you didn't know it, even when your life felt like a train wreck, you were the one at the controls, creating that experience through your unconscious observation, your focus, your deeply held beliefs. And while that might sound like a heavy burden at first, like some kind of spiritual guilt trip, that's not the point. The point isn't blame, the point is power. Because if you had that much influence when you were completely unconscious, just imagine the worlds you can create when you finally wake up and start doing it on purpose. This is why people stay stuck. They are walking around with the same mental playlists on loop, the same emotional patterns, the same limiting stories, and then they wonder why the scenery never changes. It's not the world, my friend. It's the lens. As long as you keep observing lack, you will keep creating lack. As long as you keep watching for things to go wrong, you will keep manifesting proof that you are right. This is not magic, it is the mechanics of the cosmos. Quantum physics itself tells us that the act of observation collapses infinite possibilities into a single, concrete outcome. The second you observe something with the powerful charge of your emotion and belief, boom, it begins to crystallize into your reality. That is your power, that is your responsibility, and that is your ultimate freedom. So, if you want to change your life, don't start by chasing a new job, a new partner, or a new house, thinking that some external change will fix the internal void. Start right where you are. Start by watching how you are observing your life. Are you looking at it through a lens of defeat and desperation? Or are you willing to look with a sense of wonder, with curiosity, with the radical possibility that life is actually trying to work with you, not against you? Because the ultimate truth is this: your energy, your vibration, your state of being tells life what to do. Your vibe is the script. Your consciousness is the director's chair. And for too long, most of us have given that director's chair away to our fears, to our anxieties, to our need for approval from people who don't even know our soul. Come on, man. That ain't it. So instead of asking, how do I make this happen? Start asking a much more powerful question: what frequency am I broadcasting right now? Because that is what life is picking up, and that is what it must reflect back to you. If you're broadcasting chaos, confusion, and lack, it's time to flip the dial. It doesn't mean you fake it or pretend. It means you shift your gaze, you shift your presence. It's subtle, but it is everything.